And now we have another student from Shaker Heights High School, another senior from Shaker Heights High School, Anja Block.
We just saw the personification of total courage. Anja, come on closer up here. You're a member of the Contemporary Youth Orchestra.
Yes.
And what instrument do you play?
Flute.
Oh, the flute, very good. How long have you been playing?
About 8.5, 9 years.
Oh, you can be auditioning for these folks upstairs pretty soon.
Not quite.
And you also are involved as the International Baccalaureate Diploma student, and you're going to go to Smith College in the fall.
Yes.
Have you been accepted already?
Yes.
Wow, mazel tov. I mean, congratulations. Anja, I'm going to ask you the tough question now.
All right.
Are you ready?
Hopefully. Hopefully.
What has been the proudest moment in your life? Talk to us.
All right. Well, I'd have to say the proudest moment of my life occurred just recently, 2 weeks ago, when I performed a spoken word poetry piece for the largest audience I've ever performed to, of 1,500 people, and in a production where I was the only white person. So it was a big moment, but I was really confident, and it went really well, and I was very proud of myself. Just what I thought, the officer said, shining his flashlight directly into Daniel's eyes. Then he saw me sitting in the passenger seat. "Do you know this man?" the officer asked me with a harsh tone. "Yes," I said, looking at Daniel puzzled. "He's my boyfriend." "All right, miss," the officer said loudly. "You and your friend," he emphasized the word, "are going to need to step out of the car for some questioning." Daniel and I were confused. He was driving me home from my birthday dinner. It was only 10 o'clock. He hadn't been speeding, his taillights worked, and he had stopped at every stop sign. "Excuse me, officer," Daniel said politely, "but why have you pulled me over?" "Listen, boy," the officer said, shining his flashlight right into Daniel's eyes until he flinched. "It's in your best interest to follow directions right now, otherwise I'm going to have to take you down to the station." For the next 20 minutes, the officer made Daniel stand with his hands above his head while he escorted me about 15 feet away from the car to ask me countless questions about if I had been forced into the car, sexually abused in any way, or if I actually knew the man I claimed as my boyfriend. After patiently answering the officer's probing questions, I finally got to ask one of my own. "Excuse me, officer, but why don't you believe me?" "Well, young lady," he said, "it's just that you're a pretty white girl and he's black. It's highly possible he was holding you against your will. It's suspicious that you two are driving around at this time of night and actually dating." I was shocked that a law official would demonstrate such racism. The officer eventually let us drive home, but Daniel and I were both distressed that such racial prejudice would exist in our community. As a member of my high school's student group on race relations, one of our main goals is to teach elementary students the importance of tolerance and non-prejudice for all ethnic groups. The incident with Daniel made me a more passionate member of SCORE, and I truly realized the pertinence of its purpose. Instilling the lesson of the importance of diversity and speaking out against intolerance in young minds is essential for building a community free of racial stereotyping. The incident also motivated me to initiate and begin working on a street art project in downtown Cleveland that promotes racial tolerance with a single colored image on multiple buildings to unify various neighborhoods. The project is one I hope to continue throughout college and possibly spread throughout cities around the country. I have written and performed spoken word pieces about racial tolerance at many local events because I have hope that one day there will be nothing left to say about racial tolerance because it will become a natural act, not one that requires a discussion. Thank you.